Hey guys, welcome to NW1. Today's video, we want to talk through the most three common mistakes that I see when people are beginning to learn to snatch. Now, snatch is one of the movements that is very transferable to a whole ton of other movements, and with that, it's probably the most complex movement that you can do with a barbell. But a lot of people seem to really enjoy it and really have a desire to really kind of become proficient and strong at it. Today I'm with one of our junior weightlifters, Bethan, and together we're just going to talk you through, hopefully correct some of the fundamental key flaws that we see beginners do. Right, number one is the most common mistake that we see is people rushing the pull. And what I mean by that is that people just generally move the bar too fast from the floor into the hip. Okay, and so one of the things we're going to look at is just how we can correct that after Bethan gives us a bit of a demonstration of what we usually see. Make it worse than that. Drag your hips up. Generally, the snatch is a dynamic movement and people realise that, so they want to maintain and put speed on the bar. However, what that can often cause is for the hips to shoot up. Then we pull the bar with this bad chest position, and then it forces our line of hip extension to kick the bar away from the body. So what we want to place focus on now is having more control through that first bit of the pull, and then we only accelerate the bar when the bar gets to the top part of the pull. And then as this becomes more proficient, then what we can do is that we can just then begin to add speed. So you get that foundation of control and solid positions, and then we can add speed to the bar. Ensuring that the pull is controlled allows us to make sure we are most effectively using the right muscle groups, keeping that weight balanced and through the heels, and then that's going to transfer into a nicer bar path and then into a much more balanced catch position. Number two is the footwork. What I mean by footwork is the transfer from the top of the extension of the pull into the catch position. One of the most common things we see is a lack of foot movement as we move under the bar, which forces quite a narrow position. I'm just going to get Bethan to give us a few examples, and then I'll talk through the ramifications of it. With the narrower foot position in the catch, your angle of the torso is going to be so much further forward, and that's going to put greater strain on your lower back to stabilize that bar in the overhead position. Whereas if we just adjust our feet slightly wider, it allows us to sit at a much more vertical torso angle, which is going to mean for a much more balanced catch. Also, if we actively move our feet, it means we're much more likely to finish our extension. It's quite difficult to rush the pull if we're intentionally trying to move those feet from in to out. Finally, the last thing that we see people kind of halting their progression on the snatch is their inability or unwillingness to work on that overhead squat position. With the snatch, as the weight gets heavier, the bar's not going to travel as high, so it's important to optimize the amount of weight that we can shift on a snatch. We have to be able to catch it in that deep overhead squat position. We see people being able to power snatch very proficiently, but to truly optimize the movement and the amount of weight shifted on the snatch, we need to be able to sit into that overhead squat position. Through movement practices like you've just seen and other mobility drills, it is hugely important that we begin to work on that overhead squat if it is something that you are lacking. It will only hold up your development later down the line. So begin to work on the pull, begin to work on these techniques of the extension, but then also look at developing your mobility alongside the progressions of the techniques. Hope that helps. For more content like this and tips on nutrition, training, Olympic weightlifting, then please just hit that subscribe button below, and then we'll catch you in the next one.